you can play with your gadgets in peace. Erlenberg gets the worm, guys. If you want to support the channel, go ahead and check out my ebook, The Man Who Set Himself on Fire. www.themanwhosetHimselfonFire.com. I hope everyone is having a wonderful morning. Go ahead and give it a second for YouTube to send out the notification that we're live. Today is Friday, and I hope you have some relaxation planned for the weekend. Me myself, I'm going to be a little busy. So, um, so as I said, guys, welcome to the channel. Early morning drive. You already know how it goes. Been a busy week. Still have tons of content to bring you guys. Probably gonna do a video either this afternoon or probably tomorrow. So look forward to that video tomorrow. Then you guys know, if you look in the description of this video, you're going to see my new channel, Cooking with Gadgets in the Kitchen. So I would advise you to subscribe to that channel at your earliest convenience. That way, if I'm not putting content on this channel, you can go to the other channel and check out the content over there. Basically, just exactly what it is, cooking with gadgets. Probably gonna do some streaming reviews over there in the future. What's up? Good morning. Straight trucking. Probably gonna do some streaming reviews over there in the future. Don't know yet, but just make sure that you subscribe to that channel. So if you caught my video yesterday, not yesterday morning the live, but the video yesterday evening, um, you kind of see exactly what I've been saying for a while now. And what I've been saying for a while now is that YouTube is making it harder for content creators. So their new guidelines basically put it out there as if morning, basically put it out there as if when you publish something, you don't know if it's in YouTube guidelines or not because it's so big, guys. Like right now, you watch the video, I showed you guys pictures of all the things you have to check off. For example, before you publish a video, it's going to ask you, hey, does this include any harassment? Does this include any violence? Does this include, you know, any disparaging remarks, right? So they have all of that listed, but the average person would say, yeah, man, you can't have any videos that have those things. But each one of those tabs, and there's more tabs than that, each one of those tabs have a drop down that give an example. So what's the example of harmful content or any pranks or eating of any food or anything done that's not in a controlled environment if you're not a professional? Well, who determine what's a prank, what's not a prank? Who determine what's like they literally have a spot now for content creators to check off to say whether or not you are uploading any shocking content. What in the world is that? What constitute shocking content, right? So so basically, man, YouTube, if you're a content creator, you basically gonna have, in my just my opinion, pretty soon you basically gonna have to start hiring like a firm or someone to run your channel, to check all of the boxes to be in compliance with YouTube. YouTube is no longer the space where individuals can come and give out information. YouTube is no longer the space where individuals can come and form a relationship or build a community It's so commercialized, it's ridiculous. Good morning, good morning. So as a end user or as a viewer, um, you guys are gonna have to decide exactly how you get your content in the near future, because my prediction is that a lot of content creators might not survive this transition. Now, I know it's always gloomy doom each time YouTube changes their format or something like that. Okay, I get it. And content creators like myself always cry each time community guidelines get changed. However, this cancel culture that everything is PC, politically correct. The problem is what's offensive, so subject you have to be. Yeah. I mean, like everything's up for interpretation. So basically, what YouTube is doing, they are covering their behind. Okay, so they just throw like a whole bunch of things up on the wall and say, hey, if you're doing any one of these things, you can be subject to removal from this platform. And the thing that always gets me with YouTube is that it's all subject to interpretation. It's subject to interpretation. So my thing is that all right, who's out there in YouTube land deciding what content is what? And guess what it often is? It's a algorithm that's picking up videos that's saying, hey, this video falls into this category, this video falls into that category. And whenever you have a computer doing that, the problem is that when the content creator write back to YouTube and you ask for a human to examine it, yeah, they might tell you, yeah, this was examined by a human. But 9 times out of 10, it's already stamped. It's already stamped. And if it's already stamped, guys, the appeal process is getting even harder because they cover such a broad spectrum. And I mean, it just blew my mind when I look at the new regulations and the new guidelines. It's mind blowing because who determines what's shocking? Like let's say if someone in the comment section, right? You guys have TikTok, on TikTok how you can respond to a comment. Let's say in the comment section someone comes and say something, offensive or say something disparaging the channel or whatever. And a content creator or myself, right, being a content creator, was to create a video, basically going at that person, reprimanding that person, or whatever. Now, the way that it seems to me is that that individual, even though they came at you first, that individual can then report that video as being harmful or hateful or whatever. Um, because it's subject to interpretation, it basically every video is going to fall within every video is going to fall within that range of these new guidelines. So you are now subject to be removed, or your content is now subject to be removed at any time on this platform. And I'm not just talking about streaming content. I'm talking about any content, like anytime you go live and you have conversations. You are like, even like they say, like sexuality or nudity. All right. So even if you cracking like adult jokes, now the way that it reads is that that can fall underneath sexuality or nudity. And even if you're not showing anything sexual or showing the nudity, like certain conversation, adult jokes, right, could be subject to that. Offensive language, again, is subject to interpretation. What offend one person might not offend another person. And I'm fully aware of this because I've been saying this for months now, is that you don't have freedom of speech on these apps, all right? But to a certain extent, I would have thought that YouTube would be more in use driven. This is an example of what they call too big to fail, right? So if you was to write to YouTube, and as I do often, right, and complain, the thing that YouTube says that, well, where else can you put your content? Where else can you put your content? Where else can you create and have potentially have a lot of eyes on your content, right? Where else can you do that? So YouTube basically is telling the content creator, go screw yourself. Now, if we rewind back to history, before YouTube became commercialized, it was all about the content creator. They was literally begging people to put content on here, right? Because they wanted to draw people. Now that they got the audience, and I get it, they want to protect their brand, but it's so convoluted that a content creator really, you really need a lawyer before you post a video, right? Now, I don't have over 100,000 followers or anything, subscribers, right? I'm not making thousands of dollars in ad revenue, okay? But my channel is impacted, okay? And just think about if you was one of those content creators that really depends on Google Ads, then yeah, man, you're going to be impacted because at any time someone could complain and report your video, and it's going to fall into one of those new categories, and it's so vague. One of the things I often complain about is, all right, so you just like this on my video, or you give me a strike or something on my video. Tell me exactly where did I violate your policy. YouTube youtube never do that. They never tell you exactly which policy you violated. They just always go back and say review the community guidelines. It's inconsistent. They wanted to put me in jail. Yeah, that's the thing, man, because I'm glad you brought it up. Here's the thing. I often pride myself on following the guidelines. I often pride myself on um, what's the word I'm looking for? Having the ability to write a appeal um, by reciting things that specific things in the guidelines to prove my point that my video or my content, does not break the guidelines, right? So I often pride myself of doing that. The way they have it now is there's no like the content creator, like you basically, I didn't even know I didn't even have an appeal anymore. I don't even know why I even have an appeal anymore because according to what you have to check off now, any video is subject to be taken down. This, this is cancel culture on steroids, man. Cancel culture on steroids. Basically, they're saying that any content on a platform at any time is subject to be taken down because I'm gonna tell you, every last video on YouTube fits in one of those descriptions. Good morning, Uno. Every last, you guys give me a thumbs up as you come in, please. Every last video on YouTube fits into that description. So, what type of videos are YouTube looking to promote? Okay, I'm gonna give you a prime example. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, what last week, 2 weeks ago, I was invited to a meeting with the Google Shorts team. So it was about 100 content creators. We had a video call, and they're promoting YouTube Shorts, and this channel is one of the channels I'm selected to create YouTube Shorts. Okay, so what they're doing is they're begging, pleading with content creators to create more shorts, and which is any video that's under the 60 seconds or under, right? Pleading and begging us to create more shorts to compete with TikTok. All right. The problem with that is it's deja vu of when YouTube first got started. Is you pleading and begging content creators to create content, and in that meeting we asked about, because with shorts you could put stuff in your video. Now if you ever uploaded anything on YouTube and you monetize, you know that it's a no-no to put copyright material in your video. You know that that video is going to get muted or potentially taken down. All right, so you know that's a no-no. However, with shorts, they all that's out the window. All of the rules, what they call long form material, all of the rules for long form videos is out the window with shorts. Shorts, you can do copyright. Shorts, you can do jokes. You can do pranks. You know, you basically can do whatever because that's something that they're pushing. That's where the confusion come in at, right? So content creators have been creating this content for a while, okay? Been creating this content for a while. Then all of a sudden,
At 3, we need you here at 2:30 if it's at 3.
all of a sudden, you have all of these changes going on. All right, these changes going on, and now the content creator that have built that audience that's used to a certain type of content. Now you saying, nah, we don't want that content on our platform. It's not socially acceptable. Which I get it, man. I get it. I get it. But at the end of the day, YouTube is potentially a dying platform. Let me tell you why I say potentially a dying platform. You only could cater, you only can cater to a small percentage of the population so long before the whole thing crumbles on itself. To me, this is why YouTube is trying to compete with TikTok, because they see that people go on TikTok, and TikTok have their own issues too, right? Have their own issues too with censorship or whatever. However, just like any new platform, they're more liberal in what they allow on their platform. Okay, so I believe, man, if YouTube don't change, uh, people are going to be hungry to go somewhere else to get, that content, that racy, edgy content. I'm gonna use the example, and I hate to bring this up. I'm gonna use the example of like David Chappelle. Okay, David Chappelle did his last Netflix specials, and man, you still see the uproar of, you know, that Netflix special. People disagreeing with it. Netflix employees walking out. People demanding that it be pulled down. But at the end of the day, he's a comedian. At the end of the day, he's a comedian. And if you go back to like Kings of Comedy, if you go back to like Eddie Murphy Raw, if you go back to like Richard Pryor stand up, if you go back to comedy in its rawest form, some of the things those guys and gals said, man, ain't no way they get played today. Ain't no way they get played today. So there's still the audience of people that's looking to be liberated from this cancel culture, that's looking for content, right, in its rawest and truest form. And basically, I think there still are people that want to be adults. like I'm grown. I can govern what content I want to look at. And I'm gonna give you an example. There's there's a lot of racial undertones in some of the content on TikTok. All right. Now I can choose uh his job, sense of humor. Yeah. Uh I can choose to comment on every video I dislike. That's a choice I have. And that creator can choose to respond to me or not. That, to me, that's being an adult. I can make a choice to watch content that I disagree with, and I can then make a choice to complain in the comment section about disagreeing with that content. Or I can choose to scroll up. Simple. Simple as that. One of the things I'm saying is if you're going to allow individuals to post content on your platform, which you're going to monetize, and a lot of you guys don't even realize this, is that YouTube, not right now, YouTube new regulations. So if you're a content creator and you're not monetized, YouTube now say they still can run ads on your channel, even if you're not benefiting from it. YouTube can run ads on your channel, even if you're not benefiting from it. And that's why every video that I create, edit and upload it is saved and backed up onto a hard drive. All right. Said it again. Every video that I edited and uploaded is saved and backed up on a hard drive. And whenever I do my videos, there's a segment at the bottom to where I don't give up my copyright. I don't give up my ownership. Basically, when I upload videos on YouTube, if you think that you own your content on a YouTube platform, you look. I got some land I want to sell. I got some swamp land I want to sell you in the Everglades. Prime example: when YouTube delete one of your videos, if you don't have that video uh saved, that video gone. That video gone. If YouTube delete your channel, if you don't have that content saved, those videos are gone, right? So you have to back up, save on a hard drive, or whatever in the cloud, wherever you use your storage. You have to save your content, man. You have to save your content. YouTube, man. YouTube is good for so many things, but now the way it is now, it's harder for a content creator. So one or two things, right? Thing number one, either a content creator is going to have to adopt a new form of creating content, new methods of creating content, or content creators are going to have to find a new platform. End users are going to have to adapt to these new methods that creators are coming up with, or the viewers and end users are going to look for other platforms to get the content that they consider to be educational, informative, or whatever. So currently, yesterday I did a live yesterday morning about Shiba, I meant to say, or SHIB for short, Shiba Inu, which is a cryptocurrency. All right, it's a coin. So I talk about holding that coin, and I talked about my analysis of the coin. Now, I always say I'm not a financial advisor. I always say, do your research or whatever. But pretty much, I didn't show people how to buy the coin. I didn't show people I didn't show people how to buy the coin or show people where to go to get the coin. I just was sharing my experience. YouTube demonetized that live simply because I was talking about a crypto coin that was popular. All right, that was popular. Now, to them, I'm promoting risky behavior. To them, I'm promoting risky behavior. Why? Because in their mind, hey, you're not an analyst, and you're telling people about cryptocurrency. So now my question is, okay, on this platform, in order to be able to talk about any subject matter, you're going to need some type of credential. That's my question. In order to talk about any subject matter now on YouTube, you're going to need some type of credential. That if you don't believe that's happening, I dare any one of y'all right now to upload a video and put COVID in the title. I dare any one of y'all right now to upload a video and put COVID in the title, and don't talk bad about COVID. Don't talk bad about the vaccine or nothing. You could be talking about Ken, the new Ken doll and new Barbie doll, right? We'll put COVID in the title and watch what happens to that video. So it's bad, man. It's bad, and that's why if you guys look in the description of this video, you're going to see my other channel. I highly advise that you subscribe to the other channel, and I highly advise that you turn your notifications on for this channel and the other channel. Turn it when you hit the bell. Turn notifications on to all. That way, every time I post a video, go live, you guys to get a notification. Because right now, YouTube is basically blackballing me. Right now, YouTube is basically blackballing me. They're not allowing any of my videos to get to my audience. They're not putting me in recommendations. They're not allowing the algorithm to pick up my videos. So the only way that you're going to be able to see when I post something, if you have your notifications turned on. If not, then there's a chance that you're not going to get my videos. And like I keep saying, I keep being repetitive. I get it, man. YouTube is looking to please. Uh, YouTube is looking to please those that's paying their bills. People that's spending tons and tons of money on ads is saying, hey, look, we don't want to put ads on this type of content. We don't want any controversy. Um, I get it. These companies, they're trying to protect their brand. YouTube trying to protect their brand. But at the end of the day, my opinion is, I think YouTube is losing sight of the content creators. The content creators is the reason why you have a platform. So by them losing sight of the content creators, I, I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know what the next steps are, besides adapting and seeing exactly. If now, I would say this about YouTube. They have implemented some sketchy things before. They have, walked it back. But when they start to see content creators, go other routes, they have walked back rules and stuff before. And whenever you talk to the YouTube team or watch videos from the YouTube team, they basically tell you straight up and said, hey, look, we're looking to better the platform. We're constantly changing, right? So we can make the platform, best for everyone. Here's the problem with that. In the process of them trying to better the platform, in the process of doing that, a lot of channels are destroyed, a lot of channels are taken down, a lot of channels become obsolete as they tweak their rules. Just think about that. One rule or one regulation or one new policy on YouTube could literally destroy a channel, can literally cause a channel to fold up, right? So if you're used to a certain amount of views and you're not in compliance with YouTube, they're just gonna blackball you. They're not gonna put your videos into rotation, and that's it. That's it. It's like you basically force off of the platform without them kicking you off of the platform. You know, you got to be a content creator that have like a strong community. You gotta have like millions of subscribers, right? That's literally right into YouTube to basically force them to put you back in rotation. But the average person that create content on YouTube, according to YouTube, the average person will not get 10,000 subscribers. So in YouTube mind it said, hey, it's just a whole bunch of people uploading a whole bunch of video, billions of hours of video is uploaded on YouTube every single month, man. Every single month. So that's a lot of content that they're trying to police. I told you guys this a couple of weeks ago. The week before last, I told you guys, hey, Facebook whistleblower give all of the dirty secrets to Congress of what Facebook was doing behind the scenes and how the algorithm works. Right there, I said Congress is looking to regulate, which Congress been looking to regulate the internet, right? You can't have, look, in their mind, it's all about control. You can't have people out here making millions of dollars on the internet, or you can't have people out here on the internet skipping steps, right? What I mean by skipping steps, meaning that they don't have to go through anyone to publish what they want to say. They don't have to go through anyone to build an audience, right? So Congress have always, since the inception of the internet, always look for ways to monetize or tax. I ain't gonna say monetize, tax the internet, right? Tax the internet. They always been looking for ways to do that. Now with Facebook and other social media platforms are now scapegoats when they had their hearing and she gave them the papers, right? Congress is now in the business of dismantling algorithms from these companies. They want to know, all right, what exactly your algorithm is looking for, how exactly you promote certain content, and Congress is now asking them for the secret sauce. Now, if I'm YouTube, if I'm Twitter, if I'm TikTok, if I'm Instagram, my algorithm is my intellectual property, proprietary. All right, I don't want individuals out there, competitors out there, knowing exactly. Well, YouTube has several algorithms, and you guys don't know that they have more than just looking at descriptions of videos and metadata tags. They got algorithms that's even checking your thumbnails. All right, if I if I'm that platform, right, I don't want my competitors to know exactly, you know, what my algorithm looks for, because I invested millions of dollars into my algorithm. That's my secret sauce. So if Congress get their hands on my algorithm, then eventually that becomes public knowledge. And if it becomes public knowledge, then an individual, if they're smart enough, can game the system. They can game the system. All right, this is how you get YouTube algorithm to pick up your video. These are the things that's involved in it. And so now people channels, is going to the moon because they got the secret sauce. And YouTube and other platforms don't want that to get out. So what they're doing now, in my opinion, is what they're doing is self-governance. So, oh no, Congress, don't look over here. No, lawmaker, don't look over here. Look, we don't allow people to post anything on our site. You can't post nothing. We're a platform for content creators, but we don't want content creators to post anything. Anything. About a year ago, to comply with a law with Congress, all right, basically, in the internet law that I forgot the name of it, the COPE or something like that, to to prevent kids from being tracked on the internet. A lot of channels that was dealing in children content uh, went away, guys. Went away. I was severely impacted by YouTube complying with their law. Wasn't anything YouTube did that just wasn't complying with their law. That's an example I'm giving you how Congress is trying to control the internet, okay, and how YouTube is trying to self-govern themselves so Congress don't get their algorithm or don't mess with them. Because I'm gonna tell you this: if Congress investigate YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, they're going to find a whole bunch of shady business behind the scenes. Content creators, we're going to see a whole bunch of shady deals that YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of these, Twitter, all of these people are making with companies, right? All of these, like, if you don't think that YouTube is pro commercialization, YouTube is no longer about the content creator. At one point, it was until they got too big to fail, until they got popular, until they got all of this money ad revenue coming in. Okay, YouTube gives two pickles about the content creator because they're getting once again billions and billions of hours of content uploaded on their platform yearly, monthly, or whatever. So they, it's like okay, I hear what you're saying, but I care less because content creators are not a dime a dozen. Content creators now are now a dime a dozen, and so it's keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse when individuals go to upload content. And I get it, man. I was with it. Yeah, you got to protect your brand, YouTube. You can't have people uploading anything and everything on your platform. But but where you at now, basically you can't upload anything. Like, guys, when I tell you the rules are so vague now, if you go back and watch that video that I did yesterday afternoon, the rules, keep doing what you're doing, brother. Just watch for the haters. Yeah, yeah. The rules are so vague now. Is that when I write my appeals, it's basically like I said earlier. Basically, it's no reason for you to even have the appeal button anymore. Because when I write my appeals, I usually pick something out of the guidelines, right? Showing how my videos are in compliance. That's one of the things I pride myself on is making sure that my channel and my videos are in compliance. Even though some of my videos might be, controversial to some people, but and I'm fully aware that hey, I don't have freedom of speech on any platform. Anytime they can kick you off their platform. But most of the time, I was in compliance with their guidelines, and I was able to produce content where I can justify that content, the existence of that content on the platform based on their community guidelines. And so what they have done now is that they have made it so vague is that everything is subject to interpretation, and they don't have to tell you why the video come down. Anytime a video come down or anytime you get a complaint, YouTube, when you write to YouTube, they just going to tell you review the community guidelines. When you read the community guidelines, it's vague. It's vague. So what you might consider a dangerous act or a harmful act, someone else might consider that as information. What you might consider me and my daughter doing the world's hottest chip challenge, even though my daughter is 16 years old. All right, and even though her mother is a nurse, and even though uh, even though she's healthy, her and I doing a hot chip challenge. Someone might consider it as entertainment, right? Somebody else might consider that as harmful or abusive or whatever. Okay, so it's up to interpretation. It's up to interpretation. It's two classes of people. Where YouTube, they're like, hey, if enough people complain about it, we're just going to stamp it as harmful, or we're just going to stamp it as controversial, sensationalization. Like they literally now have something. Guys, I'm in a bad sales zone, so if I lose signal, just keep refreshing until I get back. Usually, it might go out for like a minute or so. But they literally have a option now for sensationalization. So anything that's considered like sensationalized, like that's the whole point of creating content, is to get people to watch it, is to do things that other people are not doing. Right? That's the whole point of the uniqueness of a channel, of a brand, is that hey, we're doing something that other people are not doing. So that's just like a lot of prank channels are now coming down because hey, they're not with the pranks. They're not with the pranks. How can you prove whether or not this is a professional or in the controlled environment that this prank was done in? How could you prove that we are working with professionals or paid actors that we prank are not doing the same thing? Now, the whole point of a prank is what? Is to be spontaneous, right? Like you guys, you didn't watch these new prank videos, and you can see that these new prank videos are clearly staged, right? So until we get our mind around these new rules. And like I said, there's been tons of changes on YouTube before in the past. To me, this is the most audacious task that has been presented to content creators, that I have seen yet on YouTube. Because now you can be canceled. When I say cancel culture is real on YouTube, now you can be canceled for anything. And it appears to me that YouTube, their community is no longer the community of content creators. Their community is the community of those that's buying ads, right? And the end user, the user, the people that's watching. So what they're doing is they're putting a focus on community guidelines because they want you to do their job. They want you to do their job because their algorithm, right, is crappy. Their algorithms are crappy. So they want you to be the 6 9s of they want you to be the 6 9s of YouTube. They want people to report videos that might fall within one of those ranges as far as like sensationalization, you know, hateful speech or sexuality, nudity, stuff like that. And like I said, when you read when you hear that and when you read that, you say, all right, tech man, and nothing wrong with that. I agree that people should be reporting those videos. And I agree with you also. But it's a whole list of things, and each one of those things have a drop down that bullet points that's basically says that anything. If I say nipple on the breast, the way that it reads to me is that someone can now report this video and say that I say nipple on the breast, that's controversial, uh, that's sexual, right? So anyone can now report this video because I say nipple on the breast. And if enough people report the video, YouTube is just going to flag the video, and then they're going to say, "Hey, you could appeal it." And when you appeal it, because everything is so vague, they can say, "Yeah, it fits in that category." Yeah. Nipple on the breast is it's controversial, kind of edgy there. You know, we don't want anything edgy on our platform. We don't want anything controversial on our platform. So you're basically taking the decisions of grown people out of their hand. One of the things I pride myself on is the ability to go on to the next video. That's me personally. A lot of times, man, my Twitter fingers be itching. I be ready to make a comment on somebody else video that I disagree with. And sometimes I fall into that trap. But one of the things I don't do, guys, I don't report videos. I don't report videos, you know. And the reason why I don't report videos is because I feel like as adults, you have the option to move on. I don't need YouTube or Congress telling me or protecting me from content that I can simply stroll past. Now, if it was something that I had to watch, like if YouTube say you absolutely have to watch this content to be on this platform, that's different. Protect me from that. But if I have the option to move on, I don't need you to protect me. I'm grown. I'm grown. So make sure you look in the description of the video. Go subscribe to the other channel, Cooking with Guys is in the Kitchen. Turn your notifications to all. That way you're not missing anything. It's gonna be a long road ahead, guys, but like always, we always get through it together. It is what it is. It's your boy taking the bathroom 10 next time. Peace. Don't forget to subscribe. Guys, also check out the video courses that's in the description of this video. You want to learn how to sell hotspots? I got you. You want to know exactly how to make six figures? I mean, from start to finish? Look, in 1 year you can do it. I got a video. It's been proven. My students are now making $10,000 plus a month. I'm telling you guys, we're changing lives over here. It's your boy taking the bathroom. Until next time. Peace. Don't forget to subscribe.